Spoiler alert: CNN tried to ambush Trump. But instead of walking into a trap, he flipped the table, broke the ratings meter, and left their anchor scrambling on live television. You'd think they'd learn by now, but no, when it comes to Trump, the media just can't help themselves. And this time, it backfired hard. CNN's plan was simple: invite Trump for a town hall, toss him gotcha questions, and watch him stumble. But if they were hoping for a viral meltdown, they got something else entirely: a masterclass in flipping the narrative. From the moment Trump walked in, it was clear: he wasn't there to play defense. He was there to dominate. The lights hit. The crowd leaned in. The CNN banner blazed across the screen like they were unveiling a courtroom drama. But what they got was a political beatdown in high definition. Trump didn't wait to be cornered. He charged straight through the front door. Right off the bat, the anchor, Kaitlan Collins, jumped into January 6th and the big lie. She interrupted. She talked over him. She framed every question like a trap. But Trump, he barely blinked. Instead, he called out the bias directly.
In his first appearance on CNN since the 2016 election, former President Trump answered questions from CNN journalist Kaitlan Collins in a New Hampshire town hall. Right off the top, Collins asked if he admits to losing the 2020 election.
Unless you're a very stupid person, you see what happens.
The former president did not concede defeat.
It was a rigged election, and it's a shame that we had to go through it. It's very bad for our country. All over the world, they looked at it.
He also said he would accept the 2024 election results if it's, quote, an honest election.
That line wasn't just a clapback. It was the turning point. The audience, live in the room, laughed. Twitter exploded. YouTube was flooded with reaction videos. And suddenly, the narrative flipped. Instead of CNN controlling the optics, Trump was controlling the entire show. He didn't stop there. He went after the rigged narrative, reminded everyone how he boosted the economy before Biden reversed course, and torched the media's obsession with him. Every topic thrown at him, from the Capitol riot to the classified docs, became an opportunity to flip the script and land another blow. And the delivery: vintage Trump. Fast, blunt, unfiltered. It was political theater, and Trump had the starring role. Even critics had to admit, this wasn't a man on the back foot. This was someone walking into enemy territory and treating it like home field advantage. What made it even wilder? CNN gave him the room. They gave him a live audience. They gave him a stage. It's like handing your biggest rival a microphone and forgetting to cut the cord. The surprise? CNN thought they were interviewing a defendant. Trump acted like he was holding court, and the crowd, online and in the room, were all ears. CNN spent days hyping the event. Promos ran non-stop. Social media counted down the seconds. But behind the scenes, insiders already had doubts. Was it worth the risk? Would Trump hijack the format? Would the audience react too positively? Spoiler: yes, yes, and yes. As soon as the town hall aired, viewership surged. CNN pulled in over 3 million viewers that night, more than double their usual numbers. It became their highest-rated evening in over a year. And yet, the internal tone wasn't celebration. It was crisis.
Too many of them, because my poll numbers just came out, they went up. They said he didn't rape her. And I didn't do anything else either. You know what? Because I have no idea who the hell she is.
But Mr. President,
I don't know who this woman
can I ask you, given your recounting your version?
I don't know who, and I tell you this.
But Mr. President,
are you ready?
can I
swear
ask
on
you
my children, which I'd never do. I have no idea who this woman. This is a fake story, made-up story. We left Washington. We had the boxes lined up on the sidewalk outside for everybody. People are taking pictures of them. Everybody knew we were taking those boxes. And the GSA, the government service, the GSA was the one taking them. They brought them down to Mar-a-Lago. We were negotiating with NARA. All of a sudden, they raid our house.
The damage control started immediately. CNN hosts criticized the audience for clapping. Some anchors apologized on air. Op-eds filled the site. Why did we platform him? A dangerous spectacle. Even Anderson Cooper looked like he was delivering a eulogy rather than post-show analysis. But viewers weren't buying it. The performance was already viral, and by the next day, the question wasn't, did Trump win? It was, Why did CNN let this happen? The irony? CNN finally got the ratings they begged for, by showcasing the one guy they've tried to erase for years. Trump didn't just show up. He delivered a full campaign-style performance in under 90 minutes. It was the kind of media moment only he could create. He brought the energy, the unpredictability, and the raw messaging that cable TV hasn't seen in years. When the anchor pressed him on classified documents, he didn't stumble. He laughed. When asked about the economy, he pivoted to Biden's failures. Every jab the network threw, he turned into an applause line. He said the Afghanistan withdrawal was a disgrace, blasted the DOJ for selective prosecutions, and dropped zingers about gas prices, China, and inflation, all while keeping the crowd with him. The anchor grew visibly frustrated. Her tone sharpened. Her face tightened. But Trump, he leaned in further, cracked jokes, made quips, and turned the segment into a rally. Online, clips flooded every platform. People who hadn't watched CNN in years suddenly tuned in, for Trump. Even commentators who hated the man had to admit, it was effective. The outcome. Trump didn't need a teleprompter. He just needed CNN to hand him a microphone. The morning after felt like a newsroom funeral. CNN anchors questioned their own producers. Media critics slammed CNN CEO Chris Licht. MSNBC held emergency panels. Journalists took to Twitter to explain why platforming Trump is a threat to democracy. It would have been funny if it wasn't so predictable. Suddenly, everyone pretended they forgot who Trump was. They said CNN should have known better. That giving him a stage was irresponsible. That letting him speak was a form of violence. Meanwhile, the ratings continued to climb. YouTube re-uploads racked up millions of views. Trump's team posted highlight reels. And most importantly, independents and moderates took notice.
We thought of you for this. There are ways to interview people. I don't believe that a major figure nominee for a party should be held off all of the internet or all of television. There are also rules and standards, and it was striking to see CNN structure it this way with a live platform with, in a sense, an audience they helped pick. So they created that reality. They didn't just reflect it. That really put Donald Trump with hundreds of people against one live interviewer. And he dominated. He crushed. It was embarrassing for CNN and many of the people involved if the standard for journalism is to do journalism in real time and not hand over the keys and the tools to then be on defense the whole time.
And CNN's internal emails leaked. Staff were split. Half wanted to lean in. The other half wanted to cut ties forever. But none of them could deny. Trump brought them numbers they haven't seen since 2020. The real chaos. It wasn't Trump's town hall. It was the panic he left behind. Trump didn't just perform. He re-energized. His base, which had been growing quiet amid legal battles and political fatigue, roared back online. Fundraising surged. His Truth Social following spiked. Even on Twitter, clips of his CNN moments dominated trending tabs. But what really stood out? Independents. People who didn't vote in 2020. People who left Trump overtone, but now miss his presence. Viewers began saying what CNN never expected. He looked strong. He looked sharp. He looked ready. Voter reaction polls, even on left-leaning platforms, showed a noticeable swing in favorability. Focus groups admitted he came off more in control than they remembered. And the biggest tell? No other candidate, left or right, generated even a fraction of the buzz Trump did that week. His message landed. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and undeniably effective. The punchline? CNN thought they were giving Trump a stage to self-destruct. Instead, they hosted the soft launch of his 2024 comeback. So what did we learn? CNN can try to trap Trump, but it just turns into free airtime. They can call him names, twist headlines, spin narratives, but when he walks on stage, he rewrites the script. Trump didn't walk into a town hall. He walked into a weak network and made it trend again. That's power. That's presence. And that's why they still fear him. Speech balloon, drop your thoughts below. Was this Trump's most savage comeback yet? Thumbs up, smash that like if you enjoyed the takedown. Loudspeaker, and don't forget to subscribe for more political fire with a twist of truth and humor. We've got plenty more where that came from. See you in the next one.